Hi, if you're new to the channel, my name is Tay from Financial Tortoise. As the name of this channel implies, I firmly believe in getting rich slowly. Slow and steady is the name of the game, and I firmly believe in this mantra. In the fabled tortoise and the hare, the tortoise didn't win because he was fast. He won because though he was slow, he was steady with his progress. And I firmly believe that the same lesson can be applied to our wealth building. So in this video, I want to share with you why I believe we should all embrace a slow and steady path to wealth and focus on getting rich slowly. The number one reason why you want to get rich slowly is that it allows for a deeper life experience. A way of life that is frankly more enjoyable. I can tell you from personal experience because I've been on both sides of the fence. I had phases in my life when I was focused on making money quickly. And I had phases in my life when I decided to pursue a slower path towards wealth building. And from a quality of life perspective, the slower path beats the faster path by miles. When we're willing to embrace a slower path to wealth, we're essentially pursuing a slower path to life. Not being constantly driven to get the next promotion or the next job that pays more, or for a business owner, constantly looking for new customers or new ways to increase our revenue. Growth is a necessary component of life. However, when we're focused so much on getting to our destination quickly, it can have a detrimental mental and emotional impact on our lives. When I was first getting started in my corporate career, I remember being so obsessed about getting the next promotion a month faster than my colleague, or constantly looking at new openings in LinkedIn to see if I should make a lateral move for a better pay. I wanted to make more money faster. However, most often this led to a lot of anxiety without a lot of fruit to show for it. I would get that promotion slightly faster than my colleague. However, in the long run, the gains got wiped out because for the next promotion, I might be a month behind. It was a never-ending cycle, and when I look back now, the focus on making money faster had detrimental effect on my mental health. One of my favorite authors, Cal Newport, writes often about this concept called deep life. He talks about how deep life is about focusing our energy and attention on things that really matter. And this includes our work, our family life, and even our spiritual life. Not wasting too much attention on things that don't matter. And not surprisingly, people who pursue this somewhat radical life find deepest satisfaction with their lives. When we can focus intensely on things that really matter, instead of things that pop up randomly to take away our attention, we can most often find true satisfaction, peace, and even happiness more frequently. Slow pursuit of wealth, and in turn slow living, can help you enjoy and appreciate your life more. When you have time and space to pay attention to what you're doing today instead of focusing on the next pay raise or the next promotion, you're able to experience the joy and the fulfillment of the moment. The number two reason why you want to get rich slowly is that it allows for wiser decision making, especially when it comes to your finances. My obsession with wanting to make money quickly isn't just my problem. We live in a world that celebrates speed when it comes to money making. Just turn on any social media. We're bombarded with ads about how this one guy became a millionaire in just 12 months by learning to day trade, or how a 27-year-old quit her job to start an Amazon dropshipping business and is now doing 7 figures in revenue. Now, I do want to say there is nothing wrong with making money quickly, but the problem is when we're constantly being bombarded with these messages, it can warp our perception of what's possible and practical. It can make us believe that we need to take unnecessary risk in order to achieve financial success. And when we think we need to take unnecessary risk with our finances, it can lead to some very unwise decision making. We invest in really risky investments. We take on high interest debt. We ignore our budget. When I was a child, I experienced 2 bankruptcies back to back, all before my 10th birthday. My family had made some risky business investments, and it didn't pan out the way we expected. We didn't completely understand the industry and the market, but at the urging of some unwise people, the investment was made. Of course, the core of it was that we desired to get rich quickly. And this happened 2 times within a period of just a few years. My parents lost their business the first time, and we lost our home the second time. As an 80-year-old, all I remember was constantly moving, and it felt like constantly moving to a smaller and smaller place. Now, I love my parents dearly, and I'm grateful for all they've done for me regardless of the experience. Though it was painful at the time, it built me into the man that I am today. However, the big lesson learned for me was the danger of wanting to get rich quickly. I've seen firsthand how it can cloud our judgment and rationalize decisions that a sane mind wouldn't accept. However, when you're focused on growing your wealth slowly, you aren't constantly reacting to situations and rushing on to the next get-rich scheme or investment. You slow down and respond deliberately, thinking carefully about the choices you ultimately need to make. This allows you to make better decisions that are more aligned with your morals and values of long-term thinking. The number 3 reason why you want to get rich slowly is that it allows compounding to work its magic. Warren Buffett really is the best example of long-term compounding working its magic. There are literally hundreds of books written about Warren Buffett, the Oracle of Omaha. They all try to dissect his success. What is the secret formula to his investment strategy? What companies and industries is he investing in? How is he still alive after eating all that junk food? At the time of this video, Warren Buffett is worth over $100 billion. That is a lot of money. However, an interesting fact that a lot of people overlook is that 99% of his $100 billion actually was accumulated after his 50th birthday. Warren Buffett didn't earn his first billion until he was 56 years old. People clamor all over Buffett's investing strategy. However, what most people overlook is that his success didn't come primarily from his investment strategy alone, but the fact that he's been investing for 3/4 of a century, allowing compounding to work year after year, decade after decade. The curious child that he was, at 11 years old, Warren Buffett was already buying stocks. By the time he was 21 years old, he already had a net worth of $20,000. The simple fact is this: Warren Buffett's $100 billion net worth isn't due to just being a good investor, but being a good, patient investor since he was a child. I'm not saying he doesn't have great investing skills, because I wish I had half the financial acumen that he has. However, we all miss the point when we attribute all his success to his investing skills. Warren Buffett is worth $100 billion today because he's been a patient investor for 70+ years. He is a skilled investor, but his secret sauce is that he allowed compounding to do its magic over 7 decades. In the same way, when we're focused on getting rich slowly, we have the patience to wait decades for our wealth to grow. And just like it did for Warren Buffett, the magic of compounding will work for us as well. The $10,000 invested today in the market may not seem like much, but when you let it compound in the market for 30 years at an 8% return, it will multiply 10 times to $100,000. You just need to take it slow and let compounding do its magic. The number 4 reason why you want to get rich slowly is that if you build your wealth slowly over a long period of time, you build truly sustainable wealth. Let me take a moment to explain what I mean by sustainable wealth. In the simplest term, sustainable wealth is wealth that will weather any storm. We will need to weather a lot of storms in our lives. Just look at all the unexpected things that happened the past few years. Who could have imagined COVID-19 to hit us like it did? And I'm not just talking about the pandemic, but all the economic disruption that came with it. The stock market crashed, businesses were forced to close their doors, millions of people lost their jobs. Or how about Russia invading Ukraine? Not only did it have tragic human consequences, but it drove the fuel costs to unimaginable levels and created catastrophic food shortages around the world. The point is that life will always throw us curveballs. And when these curveballs come our way, they could upend everything we work so hard for. And that is why it's so important to build wealth that will be sustainable regardless of what may hit us. And when we're focused on growing our wealth slowly, we have the time to do that. To build a really strong financial foundation, we can invest our money into well-diversified index funds across different tax-advantaged accounts, so our money is well protected regardless of how the tax code changes. We can pile up emergency funds in our checking account so we have enough financial runway to ride out any economic storm. We can also diversify our holdings across different asset classes, such as bonds, real estate, and businesses, so our wealth isn't tied to just one asset category. When we build our wealth slowly, one building block at a time, it's similar to the pyramids. The wider the base, the taller it can grow. And the taller it grows, the more sustainable it can become. And like the pyramids, it can last for thousands of years through all the storms. The number 5 reason why you want to get rich slowly is that when you build wealth slowly, it will keep you humble and patient. If you spend many years growing your wealth, you'll look at lavish lifestyles very differently. You won't easily be impressed by those who live in multi-million-dollar homes and drive luxury cars because you really understand what it takes to build sustainable wealth: time and patience. If someone is quickly buying big homes, fancy cars, and going on lavish vacations, they most likely are relying on high income, or worse yet, relying on easy debt. After decades of experience building wealth slowly, you'll see that such expression of wealth isn't sustainable. Most often, it is our egos that make us overspend on things that we don't need. It is our egos that drive us to take unnecessary risk with our money. And it is our egos that prevent us from being humble and learning from our financial mistakes. But when we grow our wealth slowly over a long period of time, we will have time to learn from our mistakes. Because trust me, we will make a lot of them throughout our lives. I will probably rank number 1 on the mistake-making race. But the good thing is these lessons from our mistakes keeps our egos in check. Ego is bad for our financial success, but humility is great for our financial success. Let's cultivate our humble mindset through slow wealth building. As regards to patience, that is a virtue that is in short supply these days. We live in a world where we want things and we want them now. But when it comes to wealth building, patience is key. It takes time to save up money to invest. It takes time to grow our investment, and it takes time to build wealth that will last a lifetime. But if we're patient and we focus on the process, we will be rewarded in the end. We'll have more options in our lives, and we can live life at our own terms. That's it, guys. If you'd like to learn more about patience and why I consider this the most important skill to investing, please check out my video here. Until next time, all the best.